midnight each day.
David,
It's me.
Someone
you rang my...
It's me, the guy. We're on Act 5, which I didn't even think existed. I don't know what episode this would be, right? This is probably like the 7th day we've played this game. I think for the whole of Horror Month 2022, and we are only 25 days into it, I think for the whole month, I've completed 7 games. Because some of them have just been so long. I'm gonna sneeze. What a great start to the stream. I'm gonna be back in a minute. I'm fucking dying here. Just coughed up half my lungs. Sneezing so much. It's always as soon as I start the stream. It makes me think that, like, it's when I put on my headphones or something, it just makes me sneeze. Why does she seem so young again? You know this character here, Scarlet? Scarlet always seems so young, right? Like, she acts like a child. Like, even just the expression she makes and the clothes she wears, it's just like, it kind of seems like it's put there on purpose. Alright, let's ask everybody the usual questions. The usual questions are... Alright, usual questions. Let's ask them, how are you today? Ask a specific about their problem. Did we get anything else? What happened for her to put pants on? I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. Jesus, I'm sneezing so much. I sneezed 4 times in a row. So badly I went to the bathroom, came back, and I just sneezed another 3 times. Breathe. I've definitely had a cold, like, for the last 2 weeks. I don't think it's corona. I doubt it's corona. Now I've got the hiccups. What a great start to the stream. I literally have the hiccups now. Alright, maybe we ask about referral letters. And what else do we ask about? We didn't... I was looking at evidence. I don't know what else we should ask them. How they are, right? Specific about their problem. Ask about referral letters. Ask about people they know would be a good one. Oh my god. Alright, I'll BRB. Give me a minute. I'm still coughing and like... Ugh. Every time I start streaming. It makes me think when I put my headphones on, I'm like kicking up dust from somewhere and it's like making me sneeze and cough. I'll leave you looking at Mariana. Hopefully she has a nice outfit on today. Alright, I'm back. I'm still alive. Jesus Christ, though. Why do I sneeze this much when I start the stream? Is it like nerves? Can you have nervous sneezing? Is that a thing? I really think it's when I put my headphones on and I'm like kicking up dust, or when I move my microphone forward maybe. I don't even know. My room isn't even dusty. I dusted last week, and I think I've been dusting like pretty consistently, and vacuuming as well, because it's been Inktober. Like, it still is Inktober. So I needed my desk cleaned. So just before October, I did like a big clean in my room and like made sure I had enough space to actually draw at a desk, right? Because I've got 2 desks in my room. I've got like the computer desk and then the drawing desk. And I did a big clean, made sure like all my pens worked, all that type of stuff, right? Like all the stuff you need to do. And I did a really big clean, like, you know, 3 weeks ago. And then I've been keeping consistently cleaning the desk and like cleaning this desk. I don't know, man. It's like 10 minutes of me just coughing and sneezing, going AFK. Alright. Whew. We're ready. I'm ready. You ready? Let's ask Bryce some questions. Hello, Bryce. How are you?
I'm not feeling very well.
Good.
I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Okay. So, Bryce says... Thing was looking at him, felt doomed, and slept through the midnight hour. Tell me about the midnight hour. Midnight hour.
I've tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor.
Oh, shit.
You have a strangeness, don't you?
Oh, shit. Spied on me. Strangeness. You spied on me?
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker.
What?
I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well.
What? But Bryce is crazy.
You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker? Is it a perk? Or you, Dr. Dekker?
Accuse me of being Dr. Dekker. No, I'm not. Not Dr. Dekker.
I thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just some mannerisms.
What?
Strangeness.
Like what?
It's good you've adopted his dog, though.
What?
I'm not sure many people would have done.
Bryce said that he rescued a girl from Dr. Dekker's basement. And the girl's name was Iris. But when we confronted Claire Castleford, about the girl, Claire claims that Iris had never even met Dr. Dekker, certainly wasn't rescued from Bryce, and was never chained up in any basement. So Bryce is fucking delusional. So everything he's saying right now can be complete dog shit. Doomed?
It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me.
Taunting you?
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
What did you do with Dr. Dekker? What was the other thing we missed here?
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was...
You slept for 8 hours?
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
Wait. How is it taunting you? Shit.
It wanted me to follow it, so I did.
It brought you here?
So
Shit! What do I even say?
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
You wish you were still religious?
When something is chasing you, you start wishing that there was a higher power that could save you.
True!
I remember you agreeing with me that there are too many religions.
Yeah, I said that
But I
to
wish
him.
there was only one, and one that I could believe in.
Believe in Cthulhu, my child.
I don't know what.
Cthulhu.
I don't know anything.
You know anything about Cthulhu? Okay.
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker.
It thinks you killed Dr. Dekker.
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough.
Maybe I am Dr. Dekker.
Maybe I would cremate him.
Oh shit!
But the body disappeared.
Oh, it's me! I started walking around. Body disappeared.
If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Claire resurrected Dr. Dekker.
I have nothing to...
Private tool shed.
That's not important, Doctor.
I don't know what else to ask him. Maybe Dr. Dekker is a zombie.
That's not really what you want to ask me.
Maybe someone stole it.
I stole a heart. I thought maybe my kleptomania would stop if I took something significant. It only occurs to me now that the heart I took was in a storage facility in a hospital and that it was probably for a transplant patient. I don't know if it's cured me.
Cured you?
I don't...
Transplant patient.
You're missing the point.
Yeah, there's nothing else there because there's no green mark.
I took his body.
I took his body.
It was me.
Okay.
I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground.
So I guess I can ask why
I
didn't
didn't
you
know
want
what I was
to put
going
in
to
the
do
ground?
with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body...
Why didn't you want him in the ground?
I don't know what you're talking...
Why didn't you want to bury Dr. Dekker?
Burial isn't enough for Dr. Dekker because he's evil. I thought if anything, we'd established that in our earlier sessions, Doctor.
So,
I had to destroy him properly, not just bury him in the ground.
I know it's taken me like 12 hours to work out how this game works, but if it's something that has a green asterisk next to it, it doesn't highlight it or put it in bold or anything like that. There's no discerning marks for it. You just need to like look at each phrase and try and pick which phrase it is you're meant to follow up on. It's also not in the hint system. So if you wanted to get 100% with all the characters green in every single scene, you would literally have to know a list of the keywords because it's very difficult. Like, I don't think anybody's doing that without a guide. I really don't. It's very, very tough.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour and...
You're not feeling well?
I don't know why.
See, like, what is this green asterisk?
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour
and the sleep part.
I slept for 8 hours.
I said
when I
midnight
woke up,
hour.
It was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
What was looking at you?
The thing that's following me.
See? You gotta
it doesn't have a face.
Really zero in on
I
it.
saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole.
That's it. I like that it said space, because it makes it more like, you know, Lovecraftian. Lovecraft, from what I've read so far, a lot of this stuff feels really tropey, but then you've got to look at it with the view that he was actually making a lot of these tropes. Like, before the pulp magazines, there were these fiction, you know, like, I don't know what you'd call them. These fiction-like compendiums. Like, he wrote stories to be printed on, like, cheap, crappy paper, and, you know, like, weird tales off the moon, or, you know what I mean? So even though he's not really science fiction, Lovecraft is a lot more like fantasy style stuff, like religious based fiction, old gods, temples, ruins. There's a couple of the things, like the one about the, I can't remember the name of the story. There's a story that Lovecraft wrote about a explorer that goes to Africa, and I think the explorer falls in love with one of the tribal women, who is like basically a gorilla, and then like it has like fur, like I'm not being racist, like an actual gorilla, and their descendants are these gorilla children, and it's kind of like body horror, like some of the first body horror, right? About like these wild, uncontrollable, like demi-humans, like Neanderthal type of troglodyte people. He was pretty racist, but I don't think he was being racist with this story. I think he was just like, he really liked African exploration and Egyptian stuff, like, I mean, he was very racist. He actually, later in his life, he said that he regrets all the racist things he'd ever said and whatever, right? Like, he did. He actually did. It's in the books I've got 3 Lovecraft books, and I've only read like the first half of the first one, and it has constant notes. Each story that's about 5 pages will have maybe like between 8 and 13 notes, and you could go to the back and like read the notes, and it has a little bit of elaboration about what the guy meant, what Lovecraft meant when he said things. So, you know, there's that. It's interesting though. I wish I'd read more. Like, my plan was to read a lot of it this month, but Inktober has just destroyed my time. It is very wordy. Like, he goes on with like these big long words, and it almost feels like some of the stories are anticlimactic. There's one about like a guy who explores a tomb, and his partner is at the top of the tomb. They're communicating through like an early type of radio. And just as it gets good, the story's over. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it needs to be bigger. Alright, what else I'm asking Bryce? Body disappeared.
If only he'd been cremated like you will be.
Wait, I will be cremated? You're going to cremate me? Cremated. Alright, it's not that.
If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Dr. Dekker magically disappeared?
That's not important.
He disappeared?
That's not real.
Dr. Dekker vanished?
I don't...
Alright, I don't know what else to ask Bryce, so we're gonna move on to Claire. How are you, Claire?
I'm fine.
You're not fine.
I killed David.
Woo!
Again.
Oh no.
Like you told me to.
Yep, you should have. David is dead?
I don't know any.
What about Anushka?
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid.
Covered in blood? Anushka's father.
It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis.
Oh no. Oh no, that's pretty fucking funny. He's still in the photo. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, I suppose I got away with it the second time. Yeah, but you're going to jail for the first time.
I'm fine. I killed...
You don't seem fine.
No, Doctor.
David is dead.
Try harder.
I don't know what else to ask you, woman.
It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when...
State you were in?
Surely that isn't what you need to be at.
Diagnosis.
That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
You know, on Twitch, about 5 years ago, when Adobe was doing their big push, Adobe hired a bunch of streamers, gave them like Adobe Photoshop subscriptions, and it was all in the art thing, right? Like Adobe had a channel, and they had various people streaming on the Adobe channel at set times and whatever, really like testing the waters onto how much they could advertise themselves on Twitch and use it as a tool. They've abandoned it like a long time ago, I think literally 5 years ago. During that time, there was a painter, a woman, who used to read Lovecraft on her stream. But because of the way Lovecraft is written with all these like long ass fucking words, unless somebody has read it before, it's very difficult to like read Lovecraft aloud. Cause you literally will get hung up on a word, maybe like I'd say every page has at least one big word that's either, what the fuck is she holding? Is that a baseball bat?
That isn't important right now. Can we focus?
I mean, I'm trying to, but you got a baseball bat, woman. Anyway. Yeah, it just reminded me of that, though. That this is the only other time I've heard somebody read Lovecraft is, like, on that stream. I can't even remember her name. She used to do, like, big meme paintings. Like, she'd draw Pepe and stuff like that. Alright. What else am I asking you?
I'm fine. I killed David. Again. Like you told me to.
I'm gonna say you killed him again?
That's not relevant here.
Like I told you to?
I need your expertise, Doctor. Not your best guess. Try again.
We're gonna skip her. Yeah, we'll come back. Hello, Elin. How are you?
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. Oh, I made you something.
Oh yeah, the fucking cookies.
And
Oh
thank you
no.
for being so nice.
I'm not eating
They're
those.
cookies.
Fuck off. Fuck off, you scary bitch. I'm not eating that shit. Oh no. Felt negative last session. Brought me cookies. What's in the cookies? Oh yeah, shit.
I'm good.
I already asked that yesterday before I ended the stream. I saw she had cookies in one of these little like cutscenes, these vignettes, and I thought I'll ask her.
The usual stuff. Flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips, and my special ingredient, A little herbalist magic to give you some pep. You look like you need it.
Herbalist magic?
You can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work.
Got a story about that. Right, real talk. I'm gonna say this right the first time because there's a chance I'll get this wrong, but I'm gonna say it right the first time. If you have like trapped gas, like if you need to fart or burp, the best thing to do is to lay on your left side. If you lay on your left side where your stomach is, you'll feel everything shifting and you'll fart and you'll feel relief, right? This is true. Here's an interesting thing though. There was a Johns Hopkins University study on the uptake of pills, how effective and how quickly pills are taken into your bloodstream, into your system. And if you sit up straight in a chair, you sit up straight and you take a pill, on average it takes about 26 minutes to dissolve into your bloodstream. If you lean at a 45-degree angle to your right, it takes less time. If you lean to your left, same angle, 45 degrees, it takes up to 4 times longer. Which is really interesting because that's counterintuitive to what I just said before about digestion. You digest your food better, right, if you lay on your left. Whereas the pills uptake slower if you lay on your left, whereas you would think it would be quicker. So, where this comes into play is people who take edibles. If you have marijuana edibles and you lean to your right, you'll get higher quicker. And if you lean to your left, you'll get higher slower. And this is true. Like, it's a study. You can look it up. I don't know what the study's called, but it's true. It's a thing. I didn't read this study. I read somebody saying it as an anecdote, and then I clicked it to make sure it was a real link. That's all I did. I didn't do my research, but it's fucking real. I believe it. It makes sense.
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that.
So whenever you've got a headache...
I made you something.
Whenever you've got a headache, you should lay on your right so that the pills take effect quicker. Like if you take an ibuprofen or something like that. You felt negative last session.
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
Max is her, the man she was dating. I mean, the whole point of feeling bad and miserable is so that you can focus on what's making you that way and change it, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like there is a point in being miserable. Sometimes you gotta suffer through stuff, right?
Sorry, Doctor. I'm trying to answer.
Alright, so happy is the only goal doesn't work. Max.
I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before?
She did. Him.
I'm not sure where you'll go.
You did mention dating Max.
Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die.
What?
He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
What is this? That was a plot twist I didn't see coming. I thought, like... I would have thought Max was her age.
Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
Eleanor.
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me.
I can see why.
But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
Which conversation?
The I don't sleep with 77-year-old men conversation, of course.
77 years old?
I don't really have any...
What else can I ask? Max didn't die?
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
What usually works?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say.
I think she's slipped
and then there's
up.
nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
I think she slipped up. Because she knows that I know she kills them. I thought you meant you killed them.
I don't know anything about that.
Alright, that's just a gumball response. Let's skip over Alan and go to... I want to do Nathan. I want to leave Mariana till last. How are you, Nathan? Is he wearing the same clothes as yesterday? He is.
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though?
Okay, this is gonna be a weird one. Says I know who killed Dr. Dekker, and I'm going to have a good day. Hypnotism.
I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words.
Did you just see the girl on the couch? I don't want to play this game. What was the name of the girl that he killed? The truck driver's alcoholic daughter. Keywords?
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back, I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them. I don't think I know about... I've got nothing. I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it.
We can go
I
for
was
the
on the phone to
planets
my
until
dad
it
last
triggers
night,
him, right?
and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back, I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
He was reeling off planets.
I don't...
Your dad.
Question after...
Your father.
No.
Shit. I mean, I think it just wants me to say the names of planets, right? Let's go through the planets. Neptune. Jupiter. Uranus. Pluto. Earth. Saturn. Venus. Mars. Mercury, is that them all? 2, 4, 6, 8, that's all of them. Mercury.
I don't want it to be triggered.
Mars. Venus. Oh. Neptune. Lift off.
I can't tell you anything.
So every time I'm typing in a planet, it's flashing up that response in the top left, which means that, like, it understands.
Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
It fucking had a response for that. It had a response for typing in Pluto. I'm gonna type in the sun.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
The moon.
What are you trying to get me to say? I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker.
I know who killed Dr. Dekker, question mark?
This might feel like the darkest timeline.
It is.
But it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I look at one of your other patients. Or maybe even your assistant.
If I had to guess, right? I mean, we just went through 5 out of the 6 suspects. If I had to guess, based on everything right now, if you, like, put money on it, he doesn't remember seeing the paper spike, which was suspicious because everybody else did. He did notice signs of alcohol in Dr. Dekker, but he, yeah. And he's prescribed sleeping pills. So he had part of it, right? Mariana says she doesn't drink, but has seen Dekker drink before. But she says he doesn't drink during sessions, and she has no, like, connection to temazepam. If I assigned them, like, a score based on all their evidence, I would say the most likely to have killed Dr. Dekker is either Jaya, my secretary, or Elin. I think either Jaya or Elin is who I would suspect killed Dr. Dekker. Alright, let's talk to Mariana and then we'll talk to Jaya. How are you, Mariana?
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
Dude, I'm waiting for a fucking jump scare. I know it's gonna happen. My mouth's like dry because I'm nervous. Because I know there's gonna be a jump scare and I'm gonna look like a massive pussy. Swim in the ocean without issue. You swam under the ocean?
That's not something I know about.
No blackouts.
Like I said, I've been fine.
Did you go to any bars?
Nope. Can't think of anything.
Temazepam?
I don't know about that.
Dr. Dekker.
I don't know.
Is she still wearing the necklace?
You'll have to ask me.
I can't tell. Alright, she is. Fuck, what else do I ask her? Referral letter.
I don't have an answer for you.
The debt?
I don't have.
The money.
I've got nothing to say about.
Shit. She's locked up tight. Let's talk to Jaya. Hello, Jaya. How are you?
I'm worried about you, Doctor. And the fingerprints on the bottle? Sorry, I dropped it.
It's 100% Jaya. It's 100% Jaya. There's no way it's anybody else. Was that the office on Valentine's? Has access to temazepam. Knew about Dr. Dekker's bottle of alcohol. Suspiciously fuck, that's some good spelling. Suspiciously dropped the ball. Fingerprints.
That's not really
Dropped the bottle?
Should you be asking me that, Doc?
Oh, come on. Give me some answers.
I'm worried about you.
Worried?
You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you.
I think we're now on to using the hints. It sounds like Jaya might think I'm going insane. What's the news about Mariana? Do you think I'm going insane? How are you coping with grief? You said Dr. Dekker's prescription pad went missing. I'm gonna ask her about the grief.
I think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related.
Where are my Jaya notes? Here we go. Mother died.
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7.
What?
They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion.
According to Professor Alderby, people can will themselves to die. Some people will have heart attacks, some people will have strokes. Those who are truly despondent, they're the rare few that spontaneously combust.
Why is spontaneous combustion
I'm not sure
like
if I
a
believe in
meme?
all of that.
Will themselves to die?
I don't know. It doesn't fill me with any sense of self-worth, if that helps.
What a weird thing to put in the game. You mentioned the prescription pad going missing.
Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up.
It's so suspicious. It's very suspicious. I feel like it's Jaya or it's Claire or it's Elin. But I would say priority wise, I would say Jaya first, then Elin, then Claire. Like it just, there's no way it's not, right? Follow up about Mariana.
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty, but have you considered that Mariana may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him? As she had most to gain. She got all the money if he died, and it makes most sense, doesn't it?
She's really trying to pin it on Mariana. Jaya thinks Mariana's motives might be money. Did you kill Dr. Dekker?
I can't really answer that.
I mean, of course you can't. Did you kill Dr. Dekker for money?
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now.
Oh. Mariana says Claire took over Dekker's loan agreement. Mariana owes you money?
I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest.
Mariana owes Claire Castleford the money.
Your patients will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we?
Mariana owes Claire money. Claire bought out the debt. Yeah, it all takes you to this. It flags up this. So that kind of takes Mariana off the hook for money being a motive. But we know Mariana is like feeding this fucking huge monster in the water. However, Mariana managed to go to the water and have nothing bad happen. Bryce's delusions all seem like they're just in his head, right? Because Bryce talked about Iris getting like chained up in a basement, and Claire said that Iris had no idea what he was talking about. Bryce just seems like he's just crazy, right? He's just a crazy guy. I don't know what else to pursue with Bryce. We only had this one lead about the body
If only
disappearing.
he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Are you sure it was locked?
I don't know what you're talking.
Did anyone else have a key?
I have nothing.
I don't know how he did that.
I don't know anything about.
Alright, we're hinting. Maybe Dekker is back from the dead. I said maybe he's a zombie. How is that not picked up? Maybe someone else moved Dekker's body. I said perhaps somebody stole it. Alright, I got so close to these. Maybe Dekker teleported. Oh shit. How is Jessica? Do you know anything about the missing Is the prescription pad the question I'm asking everybody? Because we'll ask that to everybody first.
I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
Steal. Yeah, we already followed up with when he said he stole a heart and whatever. Did you steal the pad?
Focus, Doctor.
Did you steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad?
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it?
Prescription pad. Oh,
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad.
you never saw his pad?
I don't know anything about that, Doctor.
You did not see his prescription pad. I don't know what else to follow up with on this. I feel like, did I glitch it by typing prescription pa?
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away.
Kept it hidden?
That's not relevant here.
I don't know what else to ask you. Alright, let's go. Did you steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad?
There's too much going on in that question. Could you narrow it down for me a bit?
What do you mean? Prescription pad. You steal?
You're confusing me now. What is...
How can I ask this question without her... I really want to look at the hints. We're doing it. Oh. Do you know anything about the prescription pad? Okay.
What about the prescription pad?
Did you nick it? Did you steal it?
Yes, I took it.
Oh.
I had to.
You had to?
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift.
Oh. She went orange. Dr. Dekker was going to take away your gift?
What do you mean?
Your gift?
Why don't you check your notes? Maybe there's something else you could ask.
I don't fucking know. Alright, we're skipping her. We're skipping her. But she took it. Mystery solved. I'll tell Jaya. Elin stole the prescription pad. Elin stole the pad. Why does it flag up the Mariana owes Claire Castleford money thing? Weird. Weird. Why am I even asking her? Did you steal... Do you know anything about Dr. Dekker's prescription pad?
Why would someone steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one.
You didn't know he had a prescription pad? Why is it such a long word? Steal it?
I've got nothing to say.
Didn't know he had one?
Nope.
I don't know what else to ask, dude. These are like so difficult. Prescription pad. Thief.
His prescription pad's missing.
It worked!
The one with all the death threats on it.
Death threats?
Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
What? Death threats?
You ask a lot of good questions, Doctor.
Cover their tracks. Oh my god, the girl
I suppose
again.
it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
But that would just mean it was Elin. Alright. More banter. I think I'm going insane. Tell me about the death threats. Oh, I should have came back about that.
I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
I'm beginning to think that the creator of this game, the lead writer, we'll say, has a foot fetish and a dominant woman kink. And I think that's why all these women in this game are barefoot, spitting in coffee, leading men into the water, stabbing men in the chest. I think this person has issues. I think they do. I think this game is a weird way of putting their fetishes into the internet. You spat in my coffee.
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers. If you believe in that sort of thing.
We already know that Jaya believes in that kind of thing because she read the book called The Kinetic Mind or something, right?
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Which patient murdered Dr. Dekker?
I don't know anything
Oh,
about...
come on, I thought it'd be that easy. Alright, you think I'm going insane?
Don't joke about going insane, Doctor. That's one thing I can't let happen on my watch. If you become insane, then I'll snuff you out.
See what I mean? Like, she's so dominant. It's weird. On your watch?
Dr. Dekker had, in my opinion, become clinically insane, and it was rubbing off on the other patients. Maybe I would have put a stop to it, but I didn't need to. The grandfather paradox did that for me.
What? The grandfather paradox is if you go back in time and kill your own grandfather, you'll never be born. So, if me, the new doctor, did I go back in time and kill the old doctor? Is it like Doctor Who? You'll snuff me out?
Kill you? I'm just joking. Maybe.
You're maybe just joking about killing me? So I'm not allowed to joke about going insane, but she's allowed to joke about killing me and talk about spitting in my coffee. All the while peering at me through her fucking glasses halfway down her nose and her bare feet. Sounds right. Sounds about right. Alright. Let's go with grandfather Paradox.
Dr. Dekker killed his grandfather by going back in time. At least he thought he had. An earlier version of himself knew this would happen, so to prevent him from preventing himself from being born in the first place, he took an overdose. Sleeping tablets and alcohol. At least that's how he explained it to me before he did it.
Jaya knew this the whole time? Do you think Cthulhu is real? We've asked this like every other act. So, if he committed suicide, then... So he knew a future version of himself was gonna go back and kill his own grandfather. So he, in the present, decided to commit suicide to stop himself from doing that. So that he wouldn't disappear completely? Alright. Maybe Dr. Dekker's back from the dead. Maybe someone else moved Dr. Dekker's body. Oh yeah, we never asked these. I guess we ask everybody about the death threats, but I kind of want to stick with one character and like push them out. So let's stick with Bryce for a while.
Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now.
I really want to find the pad now. I don't have it though, right? Maybe Dr. Dekker's back from
Perhaps.
the dead.
It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead. Just sleeping.
I don't think he was just sleeping. Just sleeping? Oh. Takes me to him sleeping for 8 hours.
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again? It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the toolshed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
Dude, I'm waiting for a fucking jump scare. I'm gonna shit my pants when it happens. I know I'm gonna scream.
Jessica has had a restraining order taken out against me and her daughter.
Oh no!
I showed her the photos and then... the rest is a blur. She was screaming, hitting me, pushing me away. In hindsight, showing her the photos might not have been the best thing to do.
I told him to show her the photos. Oh no. Dude, it makes me sad that I didn't try and help the patients. Because I thought it would be funny to make them more insane and tell them like the worst advice possible. And now that I know it has ramifications in Act 5, if you do that, I regret it. I told everybody to give in to their memes.
And so it is. The thing is Dekker, and the thing wants to kill me. Please, tell Jessica I love her.
Jessica? That's it. He's done. Bryce is over with. His story arc is complete. Rip. Alright, how did you kill David? Oh, fuck, that should have been first on my thing. What else can you tell me about Dr. Dekker? I don't know why I would have asked that. Did you write death threats on the pad? This is the thing I'm asking everybody right now.
I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write any death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
Jaya. Jaya is trying to frame you.
Try harder.
Alright, hold on. How did you kill David? There was blood, she said.
With an axe.
Oh, shit.
I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head. When I picked it up, it was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm.
He smiled.
No, Doctor.
Alright, what else can you tell me about
The
Dr.
continuing
Dekker?
saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met.
Yeah, I remember. He offered that if she could prove her power of necromancy, being able to resurrect people from the dead, if she could prove it and resurrect, I think it was Iris that she was going to resurrect, right? That she would get a verdict of temporary insanity to get a reduced prison sentence. But Bryce said that he freed the girl before she was able to be killed. He freed Iris from Dekker's basement. And then what was it that Claire said? Claire said that Iris doesn't remember any of it and that it's all made up, which is probably just covering her own tracks, but you know, it is what it is.
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him.
Him?
He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
Oh. I didn't think that was it at all.
He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up. He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed
think
immediately.
She's making that up. There's also no follow-up from that.
Dr. Dekker wanted me to
He said he would kill David. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David.
There are too many questions there
I don't fucking know.
that I'm not sound of mind.
What if I don't think you're insane? Why would Dr. Dekker want to kill David? Oh, okay.
Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover.
I think I just found how you're actually meant to get the green stuff if you don't know it. So if I click on this, how did you kill David? And then I click back on the hint system. Oh no, never mind. Okay. Nah. I am right. It doesn't give you hints on everything. I think there are some stuff that it's just like you've got to type it in yourself. What if I don't think you're insane?
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it will be fun. For me, at least.
She actually doesn't want that much, right? Like, all Claire really wants is me to write that she was temporarily insane on the night of David's murder. Alright, Mariana. Did you write the death threats?
I prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that.
Did you take the fanny pad?
Wow. That's a low blow, Doctor.
Huh?
And after all our sessions.
What?
I'm not a thief. Even the loan, that was just unfortunate.
Loan?
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course. either way or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back and I didn't have it.
He asked for his money back. Dr. Dekker wanted his money back.
You'll have to ask.
Dr. Dekker said you were sane.
Dr. Dekker was a hack. You're special. You're good at your job. You know I have problems.
Shit. Tell me about being followed. How are your... I would never have asked that bottom one. How are your dreams? Tell me about the loan transfer. I said loan, question mark.
I don't know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her.
I did. Alright, tell me about being followed.
People follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow.
The big blob creature.
See the creature?
Creature, question mark?
I'm not sure what you'd call it. A wisp? A star? It's so bright and warm and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It feeds on them.
It feeds on people.
When I look down, I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished.
Oh, so everything we've said, like all the theories were basically correct, even the ones before we had a lot of information. So she is essentially a siren, right? But she's not a mermaid. When you look down at the creature.
You really want to know?
Uh-oh. Don't jump scare me.
If I look down, it's writhing. Just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year. They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. The creature. It's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have.
What?
It just eats them.
She's getting
Slowly.
too close. Get back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. You know what I mean? It eats them.
The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
The missing people.
I can't explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone.
Do you think the monster is moving her back to the beach? When she blacks out? Do you think, like, it's not that she doesn't remember? Do you think it's like she just, like, the monster moves her back to the beach as if it's like, you know, as if it's like, what would you call it? As if it's like sending out like a, I don't know, like if you imagine like a boat sending out like a fishing boat to catch fish and then reeling it back in. Is that what she is? Is she like a I don't know, sending a net off the back of a fishing boat and then sending the net back out. Like, the net doesn't send itself out, right? John?
You must have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing.
I'm gonna ask Jaya about John.
He was a looker. And he had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next.
What happened next? How about you try?
I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed
What?
at my house.
Maybe he was like another...
He's not wet at all.
Huh?
No signs he's
What?
been in the sea, but he has holes
Oh,
in
Jesus
him.
Christ.
Lots of holes.
Stop it.
His inside is on the outside.
Oh, no.
Just ball of tangled worms.
Oh, no.
And now they're blaming me. But
What up, McCall? You're coming in at the
You knew
best
that,
fucking
Doctor.
part of this game.
didn't you?
No, how would I know?
That's why I'm here.
Why I'm here?
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not.
Let's go with, secret.
It's our secret. What will you tell people? That I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean?
I mean, you are, right?
What proof do you have?
But even if you aren't,
You can't tell on me.
even if you aren't,
You know what you do to me
you're fucking crazy.
when you visit.
Wait, what?
I let you do it because sometimes I'm
Was she accused?
ashamed.
Am I getting
what I've
accused of
done.
some shit?
You make me feel like I deserve it.
Am I being gaslit into thinking I've fucking sexually assaulted her? What the fuck is this? She knows what I do when I visit. Even if she isn't doing all this weird stuff with fucking monsters in the ocean, she still thinks she is, which means she's still fucking crazy, right? What do I do to you?
You get inside me, Doctor. And it hurts.
It's because it's so big.
And you don't care.
It's because it's so big. You know, it hurts a bit. When I visit you,
I can't.
I do care.
I don't have an answer for.
Fuck. What else do I ask her? What if I don't think you're insane?
My lawyer. He says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
Yes, you're insane.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I ever needed to hear you say.
I'm looking away. I don't want to get jump scared. Alright, she disappeared. Is she orange now? She's orange. Let's have a look at the hints. Did you kill John? How are your dreams? Fuck. I forgot to follow up with her about her dreams. Thank God for the hint system.
I don't dream, Doctor.
It-
I haven't dreamed for
Oh, no,
years
no.
now.
It wasn't her that was talking about dreams. It wasn't her that was talking about dreams. It was, Scarlet. Scarlet's the one that could walk into people's dreams.
Yeah. I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth?
Knowing what's the truth? What?
The truth is, I'm not like you, Doctor,
Okay,
or anyone else.
sure.
I can swim to the bottom of the ocean for hours.
Ah, yeah.
And people follow me,
That's a plot thread from literally 10 hours ago.
even if it's the last thing they
That's
do.
literally a plot thread from 10 hours ago, and she's continuing that conversation across like 4 days. So I don't think you're meant to know what truth she's talking about. Because of the way the game is, I should like explain the game. It's an FMV game, full motion video. Real videos of real people. You type in keywords and questions into the top, and you can ask the people stuff. Based on things that they say, there will be certain phrases that the game is looking for, certain keywords it's looking for, and it'll follow up, and you can continue like that story tree. There's 1,600 videos in the game, making it the largest amount of full motion videos in a full motion video game in history. Like, it has the Guinness World Record for the most full motion video in a full motion video game. Where it falls down is its ability to interpret your inputs. The game's from 2017, and it's... I don't want to say it's low budget, but it is. Compared to like other games, it's low budget, right? But compared to FMV games, it's one of the highest budget. So, for example, did you kill John, right? If I type in did you murder John, I'll just do this as a test. Did you murder John? The hint system's telling us that it's looking for me to say did you kill John. So I typed in did you murder John, and it picked up the keyword John and led me back here. So it would give me this response.
About John.
If I hadn't asked this already, it would show this video.
You must have read about John.
Right? So that's where the game falls down, is things like that. It's not using AI, it's not generating responses, obviously, right? Like, and it's kind of parsing what you put in, and it's mainly looking for keywords. And it needs the prerequisite of having the other stuff in that tree unlocked. So for example, this one says why I'm here.
They think I killed John.
Right?
John and some others.
So the two things from that is they think I killed John and insane. So if I say, who thinks you killed John?
No.
See?
The creature killed John.
That worked. Yeah, like if you probably have tried this. There's a website called beta.character.ai, and it's like a neural network AI chatbot, but it's not like any of the other chatbots. It's most similar to AI Dungeon that came out like 2 years ago, the text-based adventure creator. It's most similar to that. But the cool thing about AI Dungeon is it generates complex characters based on like really simple prompts. So from a paragraph, you can actually make like a pretty detailed character. And if the neural model has information about that character, for example, Homer Simpson, Brian from Family Guy, or whatever, it pulls that out. So if you make Jill Valentine from Resident Evil, and you put in that Jill is a flirty, bubbly mercenary, right? Something like that. You only need to write that much, and if you say to her, hey Jill, where do you work? The neural network is already trained on what Jill Valentine is. And it'll say, oh, I'm Jill Valentine, I work for like Stars, right? Along with my partner, Chris Redfield, right? Like, it knows this shit. And how accurate it is like shaky, right? But just to give like an example. So for example, if you asked it, hey, that's a nice tattoo, what's that tattoo of? If the AI is being cooperative, it'll like imagine a tattoo. And the cool thing about the AI is, if you like go into a room and you say, give me a tour of the room, the character will give you a tour of the room and tell you all the stuff in it. If you say something like, I remove the sofa, and you say, hey, what's in the room now? It knows that the sofa's missing. Are there any fourth wall breaking Easter egg triggers in this game? No, but sometimes their generic responses for not understanding you make things like that happen. Like if I say like, show me your feet.
I don't have anything to say about that.
She'll say like, I don't have anything to say about that. Show me your feet.
That's not something I know about.
What's your OnlyFans?
I don't know anything
Right,
about
like,
that.
it's funny. It's funny because it just is. But I haven't found any like fourth wall breaking things really. Not saying there aren't. The way the game works is this red circle changes to orange, and once you have them all changed to orange, you're ready to move on to the next act. But you can get it to go green. And going green is like every single response here, you've followed up with all the responses on a character, but I have never done it. I'm sure there are though. There probably are like some responses somewhere. Alright, how well do you know Claire? Has anyone else turned up at your home? See, like, I wouldn't have known to ask those. I would never have known to ask those. Because Claire has already told me that she doesn't know Mariana very well, and she only took the loan. She only took over the loan and bought out Dr. Dekker because she wanted Dr. Dekker to stop talking about the loan.
She's the woman that took over the loan I had with Dr. Dekker.
Is that it? Is nothing else? Nothing else to her, okay. So if I go to responses and there's no asterisk next to this, see how there's a green asterisk down here? Having no asterisk means there's nothing else in that flowchart for me to ask her. To get 100% in the game, you would need to follow up all of these by picking out keywords that aren't hinted at and aren't in italics or anything to like tell you what they are. I actually have one from my first question today. How are you, Mariana?
I'm fine, Doctor.
She says she's fine.
I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale.
Okay.
No blackouts. Nothing.
You don't seem fine.
I've done lots of dancing.
There we go.
Lots of
Got
clubbing.
it.
Lots of socializing.
Have you been dancing recently? How have your blackouts been? Well, she said she didn't have any.
I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up.
He was in your bed?
I don't know about that.
See, like, I'm skipping those. Obviously, like, it doesn't actually just cut out like that. But yeah. Her whole plotline has been that she goes to the club, she doesn't drink alcohol, she dances with strange men. When she kisses them, they follow her, and then they stop talking and just follow her. So she lets them follow her to her bed, and then she, like, sometimes doesn't let them in, and they bang on the door and get bored and leave. Or she takes them to the ocean and feeds them to a big sea monster. Apparently she swims for hours down into the water, right? What up, Camerex? Yeah, she's like... the way I think about it is just what I said earlier. I think she's just like a drone. It's like she's a drone for Cthulhu to like give it more power by feeding it men. That's basically it. I think she's closest to like a siren or a succubus, but that's what she is.
You're a naughty one, Doctor.
God damn.
You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it?
Dude, she's fucking accusing me so much of fucking raping her and like, this is fucked. I did not visit you at home.
Don't you remember? That's a shame.
No, I didn't.
You had fun.
No. Is that what you're gonna tell the police? What did we do?
If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Alright, we're done with Mariana. The story is Lovecraftian. I think centered mostly like on the Cthulhu like mythos though. There's not really any... Well, there was artifacts, right? There was mention of like artifacts at the beginning. Bryce, who works at a graveyard, he mentioned that there were archaeologists taking stuff out of the graves or stuff out of the ground. What did he say? My notes are great, by the way. Bryce, cancelled for looking at Booba, has access to sleeping pills, didn't see Dr. Dekker drink. Fing was looking at him and he felt doomed. Actual criminal took photos of his neighbor Jessica as a young single mother. Actual madman. Gravedigger at Henley Church. There we go, Henley Church. Has a secret hard drive he wants me to destroy if he dies. He literally said that. He literally said that. Jesus Christ. This whole thing takes place on... It all takes place on the same sofa. Yeah, you're a psychiatrist. You're not going to have a different sofa for each patient. Right? So it all takes place on this sofa. I've tried to read into the light and the shadow. I've worked out that this is an artificial window. Because the shadow from the stuff is always the same. So there's no way that they filmed like all 1600 videos at the same hour on the same, you know. So I think this is an artificial sunlight light box on the right, which might mean this is a fake set. I've been trying to work this shit out the whole time. I've been trying to like work out every little detail of the production. But I think it is. If you click on the different people, right? Look at the shadow here and look at the shadow angle on the sofa, right? The shadow angle on the sofa doesn't really change much. Only the exposure and the focus change. Which would mean that the light would have to be in the exact same position for all these videos. So that would mean the light was put there, and it doesn't move. Right? It's not a window, it's a fake window. Alright, Nathan. Nathan's the last patient, and this is Act 5, so this is the end of the game. Nathan has loop days, right? He essentially experiences Groundhog Day, and his Groundhog Day syndrome is tied to his dead fiancée. If his fiancée died in a car accident where Nathan was driving the car and pulled out in front of a truck, and the truck killed her. Metal spikes went through her body and like she died. The truck driver then later committed suicide by taking sleeping pills, drinking alcohol, and then sitting in his car in his garage and like killing himself with carbon monoxide poisoning. And Nathan like said, do I blame him for that? And I said I did, because Nathan admitted to sending that guy a letter. You know? Stop the signal gauge rooted. No, it's not. It's not. I did the same thing with Immortality, the new Sam Barlow game. We played that like last month when it came out. I dissected the fuck out of Sam Barlow's game. Every little fucking detail. There's a part in the Sam Barlow game where on the wall is a painting of the actress but done up as the Virgin Mary. And I was trying to work out if it was like just a paint over, like a photo edit or whatever, and then like did he print it out or did he have it actually painted? Like I was trying to work out if you went like the lazy route of just like getting a photocopy and varnishing it with like thick varnish to get the brush strokes, or if you actually had it painted. I don't fucking care, fuck him, right? This shit's funny to me. Anywho, says I know. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. The matte paintings in Immortality, the new Sam Barlow game, there are matte paintings where the stage ends and then there's a matte painting as the background. But I think they're digital mattes, right? So I was like looking at that and like fucking trying to analyze that shit. So is this game a half dozen drama school actors? No, it's seriously, it's not. It's not. This is a lot of these actors are actually like established and whatever. The game got 6. Did it get 6 video game BAFTAs? I know it was nominated. I think they won 1 BAFTA for best story, and they were nominated for 5 others. They've won a lot of awards, and the main actress, I guess you would call her the main actress, Mariana's name is Aislinn Deaf. Her name's like something like this. I'll type it at the top. It's like this. This is like how you spell her name, like the real actress. And she's quite accredited. Like, they're not just like fucking... They're not just like some drama school kids. Trust me, they're not. They're not. They're actually... Oh shit. I was trying all the planets and I didn't get as far down as Saturn. If you say like Earth to him, he says...
I don't want it to be triggered.
Because he has a trigger word. I didn't finish saying what he actually does. So he experiences loop days, right? And the loop days are tied to the event where his fiancée died. And in order to move to the next day, he needs to make something happen, right? Like he needs to either create like a traumatic event for himself by burning like something belonging to his fiancée, or putting himself in a situation where it's it makes enough chaos to move his days forward. So I've been telling him to do shit like burn her old photos, burn her clothes, and all that type of stuff, right? That's what I've been trying to do. So anyway, he said he was on the phone with his dad, and that he got triggered, his hypnosis got triggered by one of the planets being said. So I was going through them all, right? And he's like, I don't want it triggered. If you say Pluto, he says this.
Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
Yeah, you can change some of the stuff that happens. Like if somebody says, do you think I'm insane? You can say yes or no, and it changes the outcome. I think it changes mostly the 5th act, though. The patients will come back and say, I took your advice, doctor. I burned the painting, or I didn't go to the beach, or, you know, that type of shit. Let's go Jupiter. Saturn. I triggered him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, this hasn't happened before. I'm fucking... Wait, where did he go? Yeah, if you say the moon, nothing happens. Hey, we got a secret note. I should tell Nathan he went into a trance. Nathan, you went into a trance. You seem stoned.
So he did plant me with something?
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is?
What
is it?
Was it Saturn?
Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you.
What have you not been telling me?
It's about time travel.
I don't think the moons will do anything. There's no way, right? Is it even worth trying?
I've got nothing.
He's got nothing. Time travel?
I read a book about time travel.
Same.
I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once.
Oh shit, wait. Let me listen to that again.
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel.
Okay.
I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again.
Right,
I'm like Doctor Who.
Which book did you read?
No.
Time travel book? Doctor Who?
Question of...
TARDIS.
I can't tell you anything about that.
Fuck, he knows nothing about the TARDIS. How does he not know? How does he not know? But like, if you type in things that get the same response... This is the list of stuff I've typed in, right? No, sorry, this is the list of responses. If 2 things get the same response, it flashes like this. It goes like doot 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 to tell you that like you've already gotten that. And you can click to watch it again if you want to. He's talking to me here now. Yeah. He's there now with me. But Jaya, my secretary, is trying to gaslight me into thinking that this is all happening in my head, which, you know, could be. It could be. It could be. What did he say about at the end?
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel.
It kind of is time travel.
I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to.
Except one?
You ask a lot of good questions, Doctor.
Oh.
But that one's a duck.
Alright. Which time can you choose to go back to?
The doctor said she was legally still alive.
Oh, fuck.
The only thing they could do was starve her.
Oh, my lord.
Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident.
He went back and
I had a lot
pulled
of
out in
alcohol,
front
which
of
I
the
think was
car.
probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital. Because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed.
Why didn't he try and save her? Why didn't you try to save her?
I've tried, but I can't do it.
It worked.
To be honest, nowadays, I'm more interested in moving forwards.
You tried?
I don't think I know.
You tried to save her? Say how it flashed? That means it's the same response. Fuck.
The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital. Because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed.
What had changed?
Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept.
Oh, shit.
It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more,
Oh,
which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it's my careless driving that caused their death.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Newspaper clippings.
I don't know.
Her parents.
That doesn't mean it.
What was the name of her? Hannah. Hannah's, fuck. Where am I typing? Hannah's parents.
What are you trying to get me to say?
You killed Hannah.
I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore.
This is like...
I suppose you're not taking notes.
This is so much like, it's so much like Zero Escape. And the funny thing is that the third Zero Escape game came out a year before this game did. And 3 of the characters have triggered on stuff that, or have like hinted at stuff that happens in the third Zero Escape game specifically, right? The part about, I'd be spoiling Zero Escape, but like they really, really hit it, right? It just makes me think that they must have played the games. No. There's no like level of they're mad at you or they're friendly with you or anything like that. There's nothing like that. When you talk to them, it's just, you know, the same thing again and again. If you keep asking the same question, for example, the response doesn't change, things like that. It's just how it is. Oh yeah, Mariana was trying to date Nathan, right? Nathan clearly... I'm taking notes. Fuck, it wrote that in on its own. How are things with Mariana? Ask about his feet. Why are only the girls barefoot?
I've got nothing.
You got nothing. Same. I don't know why only the women are barefoot in this game. There's like 5 barefoot women and no men.
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
Oh shit. Interesting?
We went on a date. Well, sort of. She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance.
God damn.
I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
How many nights has this happened?
No. Sorry.
Mariana is just playing with you. Mariana doesn't like you. Wait, I'm gonna see if there's a hint response. No, Mariana doesn't like you.
So what you're trying to say is that Mariana is just using me and has no interest in me romantically whatsoever. Thanks. That helps my self-esteem.
You know how you like picked up on him using the word transfixed? So this is like a really interesting thing. You know how there's films that are written by people who didn't go to like film school, they didn't have English degrees and whatever, right? And they have dialogue that just rolls, just like great dialogue. I can't remember the word for it. There's not a word for it, it's like a term. When a writer writes a bunch of characters, the characters will have unique personalities and ways of talking, but they're all coming from the same source. So they all have like a little bit of their creator in them. A good way like looking at this is if you look at Quentin Tarantino's movies. The dialogue in Tarantino's movies is one of the things that people say is one of the best parts, right? The way he can write dialogue in, say for example, Reservoir Dogs, when they're all talking at the cafe and stuff like that. Is it called auteur? Is it really called like that? I thought that just meant like author, like the person who writes it. But there's like, if you're somebody who uses big words like George R.R. Martin or whatever, right? You'll be putting like, your characters will begin to sound like George R.R. Martin wearing like different costumes more than it will feel like different characters, right? I think it's what you mean, the specific style of certain directors. Maybe. Yeah, something like that. This is where the actors need to talk to... Yeah, that's what it's like, yeah. But with some actors or some directors, the things that they're putting in are so specific that they need to be there, right? Like, directors would know these things and screenwriters would know these things. But there's a thing, like you picking up on him using the word transfixed is probably because the writer of this has a fucking English degree, studied classics and, you know, hit his thesaurus button in MS Word. It's a thing. Alright, we have 2 more questions to ask Jaya. And they could prompt questions to show up for other patients. Oh, we got 2 more for him as well. After that, we're able to go to the accuse thing. I've already went over this multiple times, but I feel like the person who I'm gonna accuse is Jaya. Let's just hit up Nathan's last couple of questions.
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident.
Transfixed.
Instantly.
I think the transfixed thing as well is because she's meant to be hypnotic. Like Mariana's meant to be a siren, right?
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Alright, that's it. Jaya?
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about. A fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
I think Jaya actually got one of the specific nominations, right, for acting. I think she was one of the reasons they specifically got it. What did she just say?
A fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to...
Alright, Mariana definitely is killing people by leading them into the ocean and having them die. But that isn't who killed Dr. Dekker, and it's not how she killed Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker died. His body was taken out by Bryce, if we believe him. The only people who were in that day, the only people who were in Dr. Dekker's office that day were Jaya, came by at 10 p.m. to get a, this is going to be a flashbang, so like if you're watching on mobile, squint your eyes. I'm giving you a couple of seconds to squint your eyes. Where is it? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so estimated from liver temperature measurements to be between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. We know that Jaya was there at about 10 p.m. on Valentine's night. We know that. The other people who were there were Scarlett and Claire, but they were there early in the morning, and as far as we know, they never returned. I believe that Jaya sounds the most guilty, based on everything. Like, if you do mum's the word, right? Means, opportunity, motive. She has the means. She had access to the alcohol and the pills. She had the opportunity. She was in the office at that time. And she had the motive. Her motive for killing Dr. Dekker would be that Dr. Dekker was going mad and she required to kill Dr. Dekker because Dr. Dekker was making his patients worse. Or possibly he was growing too powerful through all the telekinetic abilities that he was stealing from his patients. Jaya also says that she believes in telekinetic abilities after reading a book called The Telekinetic Mind? What was it called? I can't remember the name of the book. I'd have to look at my notes. Where's my Jaya notes? I don't have it written down. Was at the office on Valentine's Day, has access to temazepam. I think I'm just gonna say it's Jaya. I'm gonna ask her. I think you killed Dr. Dekker.
I think you know what I'm going to say. I don't know.
Alright, let's go. Who murdered Dr. Dekker? Simple as this, huh? It's a 1 in 6 chance. Alright, Nathan. Nathan did say that he felt like he was cursed by Dr. Dekker to relive the days. However, he didn't really seem to hate Dr. Dekker for it. He called it a curse, but like, you know, Elin's fucking... It is pronounced Elin, by the way. I'm not pronouncing it wrong. I thought it was Ellen as well. Or Eileen or something. It's Elin. She could be it. Mariana we know is a murderer. Claire we know is a murderer. Bryce we know is a criminal. It could literally be any of them. I'm gonna go with Jaya, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Elin. I would probably be surprised if it was anybody else. Did you just see the background look back around? They don't expect it to take this long. Alright, I'm going Jaya.
I'd be careful what you say next, Doctor. After all, I know these sessions are being recorded. My job is to support the doctor, but only if the doctor is making the patients better. Do you think you're making the patients better, Doctor?
No, I haven't been.
I wasn't even here on Valentine's Day, and I wouldn't hurt a fly.
You were here.
If you believe, as I do, that we're here to help patients restore their sanity, to restore order, then you'd be happy that Dr. Dekker was gone, regardless of who did it. Nobody wants the inmates running the asylum, do they? Well, let's say you're right, that I did kill him. My job is more important than yours. I watch every doctor that comes through those doors, making sure they keep their heads. Without me, we'd have chaos. Without you, we'd have another doctor. So, Doctor, let me ask you again. Who do you think killed Dr. Dekker? Was it me?
Huh?
Or was it you?
You called the killer. I fucking did it, lads? What about your... Oh, fuck. I fucked up all my patients, dude. My patients are gone. And what about me? I'm fucking psycho as well, dude. It's fine, though. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. True. Yeah, but this... Not really.
She told me that she's killing people. And now I'm stuck in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Every day she greets me like we're so in love. But I know what she's done. I know what she's going to say to me later in the evening. It's over.
Oh.
I can't be with her.
He's breaking up with Mariana.
But part of me likes it repeating. It's
Oh, he's got insanity.
normal.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it, to participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt
Nicole.
anyone.
True.
Did I?
Terry's been promoted to night sister. She hadn't been in, and I thought she was off sick, but apparently
Terry's her work
she was on a
colleague.
course. So, she's my new boss now. I've already started looking for other jobs. It's no secret Terry hates me.
True.
But, you know, got to be positive about it. I could have a completely fresh start. There's a job on the children's ward I'm going to go for.
Oh, fuck. She's gonna kill children
There's no
next?
need to go over old ground. I understand. David died when I stabbed him,
True.
and everything else since,
Yep.
everything else that's happened,
Killed your
that was
husband.
all me. David, Anushka's father, Iris. What's next for me, Doctor? How do we cure what I have?
You go to jail.
By all accounts, and thanks to a very unfriendly jury, it seems like we're going to have quite a lot of time to figure that out.
We don't have to...
No!
What the fuck was that? I fucking shit my pants. Psychiatric assessment, PAU?
Let's
Psychiatric
recap,
assessment,
shall
yeah.
we? A siren, a shapeshifter,
Yep, time traveler.
undead husband, teleportation, and otherworldly gods trying to take over Earth. It's an unlikely tale at the best of times, but you're also purporting to be all of these people.
Wait,
I
what?
think you're beyond help. You understand what you're
What?
saying and expect me to believe it? And you say I am one of your patients? Patently untrue, Doctor. If that were the case, then somehow I've managed to turn the tables on you. Which is plausible, I suppose.
We were all those people. But we did find the killer, right? There we go. There's Aelin or Elin Death. Alright, we need to talk about this fucking shit. I did find the killer though, right? The killer was Jaya. Right? But what was even real? And what wasn't real? Directed by Tim Cowles. Tim Cowles, written by Lynda Cowles and Tim Cowles. Alright, Lynda, you need to talk to Tim. He has an obsession with feet. Look, even right now, look at the screen. Feet. Ashlyn? Might be Ashlyn. How do you pronounce death, though? Wait, I got the lucky guess achievement and hint me baby one more time. I used so many hints. Hints used 365. Oh god. You know what we can do? If I quit out of this real quick. Sorry for the flashbang on my screen. Let me double check some shit. 20 questions, well done. So I'm looking for achievements that I got today, right? How do I check this on the Steam page? Solved it in one. You get an achievement called Lucky Guess if you solve it with your first guess. So if you get it wrong, I guess you keep going and going. But I got an achievement for completing it in one guess. So I guess I did do it right. Yeah, I fucking did. I worked out who the killer was based on, you know, means, opportunity, motive. Like basic stuff. I just typed in Dr. Dekker and it's not taking me to the page. Where's the store page for this?
Dr. Dekker was murdered.
Okay. It says here, full details, blah, 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 blah. FAQ, how do you progress through the game? What if I ask all the questions? How many acts are there? What if I get stuck? If the murderer is chosen at random, does that mean it's replayable? The game can be replayed, but it wasn't designed with that in mind. We wanted everyone to be able to experience as much of the game as possible without needing multiple plays. So branching generally removes just a few responses at a time. That said, you will have to replay the game if you want to find all the videos and unlock all the achievements and endings. there were 6 suspects at the end. So would you need to play the game 6+ times in order to have each killer be the killer at the end? So maybe my game showed responses that gave me the information that Jaya was the killer, whereas if you played it another time, you would get information that would make it seem more obvious that Mariana killed Dekker? Interesting shit. Let's look at the reviews real quick. Sorry for not capturing this window, but like I can't capture desktop, it doesn't work. It breaks every time. Shit. Well, we did it, lads. I'm scrolling down to see if anything says anything about, like, the random killer. I guess we just did it. I can't get over actually, like, getting it right, though. It seems weird for me to get it right away. Shit. Alright. Well, I guess that's it. 14.7 hours total. Got it in one. It was Jaya. I knew it was Jaya when she dropped the bottle. She said that the bottle was probably used to spike Dr. Dekker with sleeping pills, and that the mix of sleeping pills and alcohol in the bottle would have killed him. So that she said the culprit would have drugged the bottle in his desk. And then when I asked her to dust it for fingerprints, she said it got smashed. How often would you smash a bottle by dropping it? Especially like an alcohol bottle, right? If it was whiskey. You ever seen those videos of people throwing the Crown Royal bottle? Crown Royale? They're indestructible. Jack Daniels bottles as well. They're very, like, heavy. Very, like, solid. Anyway. That was the thing that, like, really made me think it was her. Alright. Good night. I guess we're done. It's 11:30. Short stream, but it is what it is. Tomorrow, we're going to play another FMV game. Tomorrow, we're going to play Simulacra 3. Simulacra is a found footage mobile game. Does that make sense? It's like a found footage mobile game, right? Where you find a mobile phone and you look through the mobile phone to determine what happened, like who the killer is. You look through their personal photos, their social media, their calls, texts, all this stuff. You look at the dates and things like that. The third Simulacra game is probably tied to the same universe, but it seems to be set in a completely different place. It's set in a town, and it uses, I think, the GPS and like traffic cameras and stuff like that. It's a little bit bigger. Just even judging by the price, the first Simulacra game was £3. The second one was £6, and this one is £10. So possibly the Simulacra games have went up in budget, and maybe this one will be better than the other ones. Simulacra 2 wasn't as good as 1, but I think 1 was really good to me because it was like the first time I'd played a game like that. But tomorrow, that's what we're going to play. It is a horror game. It is like a puzzle game, and it is a FMV kind of sim game. So yeah, that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Until then, though, auf Wiedersehen. Good night. Good night.